Hello everyone, and welcome back to some more Shining Song Starnova with me, Phantom Zwei. When we last left off, we went out with Mika and basically had a good time browsing through Akiba with her, and then had a bit of a more serious discussion about her future as an idol on the way out. So let's continue and see what happens from there. The next day, Mika approached the other girls during practice. What's this? Mika offered them a binder of printouts. Take these! I stayed up last night doing research into what Anna songs were popular, by downloading various opinion polls online, then combining the votes. The other girl slipped through the printouts. Actually, it looks like it could be helpful. Mika-chan worked really hard, eh? Well, I guess Chuni-chan can be useful sometimes too. Just sometimes, okay? Anyways, this is a pretty rare sight, isn't it? For Mika-chan to be acting normally. Be grateful, commoners, for this one gazed into the halcyon of forbidden knowledge at the deepest hours of the night to bring you this intel. Ah, okay, alright. Let's get back to practice, everyone. And with that, Mika and Aki return to their usual routine. Alright, next day. The OP song of a certain anime played as the girls practiced their dance routine. Their skills were decidedly lackluster at this point, with each girl dancing at their own pace with zero unity. Mika collided into Nimue, bouncing off of Nimue's massive front bumper. Mariah's face was pale with exhaustion, her bangs drenched with sweat. No! Stop! Aki angrily turned the music off. Natan, you're always moving ahead too fast. And Chuni-chan. I don't even know where to begin, but are you for real? In all my years of being an idol, I've never seen a girl born with two left feet try to stick their nose into this field. Are you trying to make fun of us? You think just anyone can become an idol? Mariah wiped her face off with a cloth, huffing and puffing, her lung capacity damaged by years of chain smoking. Aki looked at the sad sight in front of her. You guys are really hopeless. Listen up good. You guys are the most washed up, pathetic excuses for idols I've ever seen. If this is seriously the best you can do, then you're just gonna get eaten alive the moment the real thing starts. Well, excuse me. Mariah muttered between her breaths. Fuck. You. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Some of you might not make the cut at this rate. It's just the way things go. The weakest link in the chain gets cut. It's everyone for themselves now. Unknown to Aki, I had come downstairs and was now standing behind her. The others averted their eyes awkwardly as Aki continued with her diatribe, completely unaware that her pure lowly image was scattering to the winds with each word. Oh, don't avert your eyes like that. This is the life that you've chosen for yourself. If you guys can't keep up with me, then well, I guess I'll just have to go on by myself. I'm in this too deep to stop just because you guys lack the same drive. Natsuki looked at Aki with a sinister look, grinning at the Loli's comeuppance. Aki-chan. Sasami finally awkwardly pointed behind Aki, with a forced smile plastered on her face. What? Why are you all... Aki turned around to my chest. What a lovely and shiny day. Did you want to see Aki-chan for something? Aki only needed to take one glance at my austere face to know she was in trouble. How long were you there? Ever since you turned the music off. I see. Aki looked down in defeat. Aki-chan's sure in a lot of trouble. I guess pride really does come before the fall, huh? It's her fault for being so full of herself. The divine bolt of retribution has fallen on the Red Imp. Everyone, let's all try to get along. I ushered Aki away as the others took a break. I walked into the office with Aki in tow. As soon as I shut the door behind me, I couldn't help but burst into laughter. Just how long were you planning to keep up that act? The whole Pui Pui elementary schooler routine. You mean you already knew? Of course I knew, from the moment I met you. What, you think I did zero research about you? Aren't you underestimating your producer a little too much? Well, you got me good, eh? It just can't be helped, okay? I'm used to acting like that around middle management guys. I'm just marketing my appeal point, that's all. For 7 straight years? Aki winked and formed her hands into a heart like a girl at a maid cafe. Kashiwagi Aki, eternally 12 years old. I'll beat out the competition because I have 7 more years of experience of being 12 than the rest. So this was her catchphrase, huh? That's a little creepy, but hey, you know, you don't have to act like that around me. Like it or not, you're not a kid anymore. I won't treat you like one, and I don't expect you to treat me like you're one either. You trying to get close to me or something? You're wasting your time. Still, we have to face the reality that you're not a kid anymore. I'm afraid your fans have turned their attention to a fresher stock. I was approaching another landmine of a topic here, one I was keen to avoid if I could help it. An idol's image must inevitably change as she matures. She's not like an anime character who remains eternally the same age. I know that. But this is the only character I know how to play. Ever since I was a little girl, all I wanted to do was stand and perform in front of people. First, it started with my mom and dad. They would always clap and praise me whenever I sang in front of them. Soon, that spread to everyone in my neighborhood. It made me happy, you know? Everyone looked at me and encouraged me to pursue my dream of becoming an idol. And for a while, things seemed to be heading towards the right direction. But what am I going on this monologue for? Anyways, my persona's been frozen like this for the past 7 years. Without it, I'm nothing, you know? I'm pretty much what people would refer to as a one-trick pony. In today's world, many parents eagerly offered up their daughters to the entertainment industry. Of course, the notion of dressing up elementary schoolers into pretty idols and having them dance on late-night television had its fair share of detractors as well. But as long as there was parental consent, the industry could indeed did decide everything about a child's life. From ages as young as 11 or 12, a corporation could mold a child's development, so that by the time she debuted around the age of 14, she would already be a strong market mover right out of the gate. With luck and devotion, a girl like that could stay in the market for over 10 years. Ample time for the company to more than recoup the costs of her development and to incubate the next batch of candidates. Beginning to work at such a young age opened up many professional doors once the talent reached adulthood. However, it closed many other, more valuable doors. You might not think it, but you're still young. There's still plenty of time to find your voice. What's up with the unexpectedly helpful advice? Trying to act like you're my dad or something? No, I'm just trying to be your producer. Producer, huh? The hell are you doing? You're supposed to be packaging me up and selling me so I get popular and a huge fan base. Listen here, producer. Enough with your talks. Aki crossed her arms and looked at me with a greedy grin. I'm in this to become famous. I don't need sweet talks or pats on the ass from you. I ain't some frail flower who's just gonna wither away cause ooh la la, being an idol is so heartrending. I only care about the results, okay? Do whatever the hell needs to be done. Just make me into an idol. Aki stared into my face, her eyes as tough as steel. It was then that I knew why her fans had left her. This small girl no longer had the innocent twinkling eyes of a child. She had the eyes of a grown woman. Understood. Then good. Anyways, I'm going back to practice. With that, Aki left the office. That girl was willing to do anything to become an idol. What am I doing? Deep down, I was worried. For a girl to enter the business world before she even learned something as basic as the multiplication tables. But this was the industry I chose to work in. The #1 idol group in Japan right now sure as hell didn't laugh and smile their way to the top. They were there because they played the game and won. And I too had to keep playing that game if I wanted to one day reach the same spot. Once again, I pushed my doubts away and returned to work. Alright, the next day. The next day, I arrived at work to see the girls gathered outside the office in athletic wear. Morning, everyone. Planning to take a jog? A pair of red tails emerged from the group with a bossy look on her face. Isn't it obvious? These ladies need to build up their stamina if we're going to debut properly, so we're going to jog here to Yoyogi and back. Yoyogi, huh? Are you sure that's not too far? I was running from Harajuku to Tokyo Station and back when I was 11. Yoyogi's a piece of cake. I looked over to the rest of the girls. I'm gonna be sick. The sun, the morning rays, they assault my senses. Hey, producer, don't look this way. I'm not even wearing my makeup. I made sure to wear my sports bra today. My projections of success were not high. Alright, but get my number just in case. I'll be waiting for you guys in front of Yoyogi Park then. Yeah, alright everyone, let's go. With that, the girls took off. As the run went on, the girls inevitably stretched out into a line. Aki and Natsuki led the group, looking hardly phased, while Julie, Nimue, and Sasami more or less, with them keeping up more or less in the middle. However, Mariah and Mika languished in the rear, sweat pouring down their pale faces. Come on, let's keep up the pace, everyone. My hair's probably all messed up now, too. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on, you two, don't give up. I swear, I'm never drinking again after this. Oh, Lord of the Night, doth you forsaken this one? What is this black trial? Natsuki turned around and ran backwards, waving to the group. Oh, Mariah, your shirt's so drenched. I guess we decided to voice act this. Suddenly, Mariah picked up her pace and shot ahead of the other girls. However, she took a sharp turn and headed straight towards the riverbank. A stream of fluid unfit for description in an idol story leaked from her mouth as she threw herself upon the guardrails, and blossomed into a wild spurt of indescribables as Mariah expelled the contents of her stomach like a puke-breathing dragon of shame.
Holy shit!
The English. Oh, God. Sasami rubbed Mariah's back as she gagged on her own spit. Oh dear, oh dear. Unbelievable. Aki-chan, maybe this is too much. Everyone can become an idol at their own pace. There's no need to do anything unreasonable. At their own pace? This is a good time to make something absolutely clear. You lot are the sorriest excuses for idols I've ever seen. Mariah, you're just a chain-smoking alcoholic. What kind of guy would ever get hyped up seeing your saggy tits on stage? And Julie, listen here, you're pretty much the #1 bitch in Japan. You want to be an idol? Honestly, the AV industry's better for you. And Chuni-chan? Well, I don't even have to waste my breath on her. None of you have what it takes to become an idol. Not that I care, it just means I'm going to be the #1. But I'll be damned if I let you lot drag me down. I've already sacrificed too much to fail here, so the rest of you can become idols at your own pace if you want. I'll be going ahead without you. 6 pairs of angry eyes bored holes into Aki's face. However, all they received was the sight of her twin tails running off into the distance as she jogged away by herself. Good riddance! This was a stupid idea anyways. Mika was still too exhausted to care. At last, a respite. Everyone, let's rest a bit. Alright. Here, have some water, Mariah. Mariah gulped down the bottle and wiped her face. Bullshit! Mariah straightened herself. I'm running ahead too. But Mariah, Mariah pounded her fist on the riverbank's railing. It's exactly as Aki-chan says. I'm just a washed-up ex-idol. At this rate, I'll never sing on a stage again. But I can't stop here. I'll be damned if I let some punk-ass kid take my spotlight. What? You're still gonna keep going? Huh. Don't worry. I puked all the poison out. I'm feeling better already. What the hell? I'm in agreement. Let's all try our best, everyone. While Aki-chan's words were hurtful, they do have some truth to them. We all have to work harder if we want to become idols. Yahoo! Let's go! Okay, if that's what Mariah wants. Yeah. With the 5 girls having reached a consensus, Maki got idols on the brain, and of course Maki comes to my mind. Mika, rather, had no choice but to relent. If Mika-chan can't make the run, I'll just have to carry her on my back. No, thank you. This one shall endeavor to carry herself without bringing shame to the night's march. Then let's go, everyone. Aki jogged along the road by herself. Huh. If they can't keep up, then just dumping them is the best thing to do. It's everyone for themselves from now on. There aren't any friends in this business, just rivals. But ever since she had left them behind, her steps felt increasingly heavy. In spite of herself, Aki increasingly found herself looking backwards, checking to see if the rest of the girls had decided to follow after her. Why do I care if they gave up or not? All that matters is making sure I win, and that means stepping over the bodies of everyone else. You can't be in first place without stepping on the backs of second and third placers. That's just the way things are. Aki's step slowed. That's why I don't care about anyone but myself. She looked back. Her lips quivered. Hurry up and catch up so I don't have to run by myself. You idiot idol failures. Just then, she heard a familiar shout. Yahoo! Aki-chan! Eh? You better run faster, because we're going to catch up to you. The rest of the girls appeared from around the street corner. What a bunch of idiots! Aki turned around and picked up her pace. She would never deign to show the other girls the relieved smile on her face. I waited in front of Yoyogi Park with a water cooler and some bentos. The girls were taking longer than expected. I sure hope nothing happened while they were by themselves. I flipped on my cell just in case and didn't see any messages from them. Just then, I heard Natan's distant voice. Yahoo! Hey, Pikun! The girls appeared over the horizon. Their sweat and dirt-covered shirts told the tale of a long and grueling journey. Aki and Natsuki led the group from the front, while Mariah's arm was slung over Sasami's back like a wounded trooper. Mika's expression looked exceedingly blank as she unconsciously dragged her limp legs against the pavement, crawling towards the finish line. Nemu and Julie grabbed each other's arms and carried her to the end. In the end, they had barely run 7 kilometers. Hardly an impossible feat, but at least they were 7 kilometers ahead of 0 now. I waved back to them. Alright, you brought food for us. Make sure not to eat too quickly. Okay. Well, I guess you made it this far. But this is only the halfway point. We still got the return trip ahead of us. Mika collapsed in defeat and face-planted on the grass. Nemu poured some water into a styrofoam cup and tilted it to Mika's mouth. I'm gonna be feeling this one tomorrow morning, alright. We've arrived. You've all worked hard. Take a break here. They really should have recorded a few highs, because there's no enthusiasm or even interest in any of those repeat lines. I saw Aki standing by herself. Did something happen during the run? I guess. From the looks of it, you seem to have gotten closer to the other girls. It's obvious I'm still the only shining hope of Starnova, but I guess even I need the others. As backup dancers or something. Listen here, producer-san. I'm not gonna stop until my face is on television screens across Japan, and every girl wishes they could be me. I didn't come this far just to go home crying because I've hit some bumps in the road. I'm definitely gonna be the #1 idol. The rest of the members will just have to accept that. You better do your job properly and let me reach that stage. Oh, Nichan. Or else. Her voice suddenly changed pitches. Aki-chan's gonna be cross with you. Behind Aki's mask was a hardened woman willing to do anything to become Japan's top idol. Despite having the face of a child, she was all too familiar with the dark side of the adult world. However, we both shared the same dream of respectively becoming the #1 idol and #1 producer. Alright, I'll do my best as your producer to let those dreams come true. Huh, what are you pretending to be all cool for? This is just the beginning. In the end, I took Mika and Mariah back via train, while the other girls ran the return trip. Even the more fit of the girls looked exhausted by the time they arrived at the office. Alright, that was a pretty good warm-up. Now it's time for practice. Aki-chan, that's just too much. Damn, Loli. I hope I don't break out because of this. No, no, no. You're never gonna make it as an idol at this rate. Let's go, everyone. Everyone moaned as Aki pushed them onto the dance floor. Aki looked at me with a bossy expression. You better work hard, too. Understood, coach. Huh. Aki's red twintails flew around her as she immediately began to practice the moves for the coming live. Despite being the smallest girl on the team, she showed no signs of exhaustion. In the end, a girl could only become a top idol by working harder than anyone else. In that regard, Aki's potential seemed limitless. I couldn't let her down either. I went back to the office and returned to work. Okay. Next day. An idol group couldn't exist without their songs. While the girls were practicing right now with covers of popular Anna songs, the success of our debut depended on delivering original content. Thankfully, I wasn't always a lowly salaryman. Once upon a time, I too had my own aspirations of becoming a singer. Even though those dreams didn't pan out, and in the end I donned a business suit and entered society like a normal person, I was a somewhat competent songwriter and lyricist, thanks to those days of musical experimentation. And today I was unveiling my latest creation. Containing my excitement, I put in a CD containing the team's debut song into the CD player. So this is our debut song, huh? It's a good song, isn't it? Well, you know, it's, how to say it? Very conventional, isn't it? Oh yeah, that's the word. I wasn't expecting anything worthy of a Grammy or something. I guess this is alright for where we are right now. As expected, the girls' reactions were as lukewarm as ever. By the way, what about our stage costumes? That's also being worked on. Eh? I wonder what they'll look like. Aside from that, these are the dance moves for the new song. I turned on the television with a remote and played another DVD movie. Another recorded lesson, huh? Boo-boo, boo-boo! Hey, Pikun! When are we ever gonna get a real dance instructor? Well, I'm lining up other work before the live as well. The silver lining may be that from here, the only place we can go is up. In other words, the agency is pretty much broke, eh? Let's all do our best, everyone. Everything is in our hands now. Well, it can't be helped. Alright, let's get pumped up. We have a debut song now. That means we'll be practicing day and night to make this debut live so huge that Tokyo will be forced to recognize us.
Yahoo!
The end of the day came. Sasami poked her head into the office. Pardon me. I looked up from my computer with apprehension. The last time Sasami came to me at this hour, I ended up playing Private Eye and getting myself involved in Julie's compensated dating scheme. Is something wrong? No. I was actually going to invite Producer-san for a break. The bar Mariah works at is usually quiet around this time of week. I stood down, orange alert. Well, I guess if I wasn't going to get involved in trouble, I could afford to get to know my talents better. I looked at the time on my cell. Alright, let's take a break then. The two of us took the train and arrived at Mariah's bar. Welcome. Producer-san, huh? And Sasa-chan. Come this way, the bar's wide open. I sat down beside Sasami on the bar stool. So, what can I get you two? Just beer's fine. Umeshu on the rocks, please. Coming right up. Mariah filled a mug with beer and put it in front of me before preparing Sasami's umeshu. Hey, producer-san. Need a light? Actually, can't say that I do. Really? That's pretty surprising. Looks like you won't be able to experience a woman lighting a cig for you then. Better than cancer. I quite agree. So, do you two know each other? Something like that. We were the first two candidates. We were the first two candidates before the others came. Actually, we were both signed on with Golden Cap before that, but the two of us never worked together on the same floor. The fact that all three of us somehow worked for Golden Cap at some point in our lives, yet never encountered each other in person, only demonstrated the size and power of Golden Cap in the idol business. Hey, didn't you work there too, producer-san? Yeah, but I had to leave due to various circumstances. Well, I've got a pretty good idea what you mean. Sometimes when I'm feeling stupid, I wish I could be there again. As soon as you walk through the front lobby and see that huge statue of the calf at the center, you know you left Earth and entered another world. A world where a girl can go from being a shining icon of Japan to a humid sewage pool all in the span of a day. Then I remember what a hellhole that place is. Never again. With those words, Mariah poured herself a shot of whiskey. Cheers. Cheers. Mariah downed her shot while the two of us drank from our cups. So, what's your plan with Starnova, producer-son? Plan? My only desire is to see Starnova on the biggest stage in Japan. Shining star is powerful enough to turn night into day. Spoken like a true producer. Something like that's obviously impossible. No matter how you look at it, we're just a bunch of washed-up ex-idols or late-starting beginners. Nowadays, idol agencies manufacture girls before they even hit puberty. You think we stand a chance against them? It's impossible. Even if we somehow do hit it big, it'll be moments before some young pretty face replaces us. Regardless, I'm someone who's not satisfied until I've done my very best. And here I was afraid you were one of the producers who milks girls for whatever they're worth and then dumps them. Looks like you're just a naive cherry boy instead. I don't know which is worse. The one who takes advantage of other people, or the one who lets oneself get taken advantage of. Don't worry, Mariah. The producer's a good guy. I'm sure he's giving it his all to make us into idols. Mariah snorted as she poured herself another shot. You just never change. With those heavy thoughts, I finished my beer. In this world, there are many stories people like to tell themselves. That that hard work begets success. That the wicked are punished and the good are victorious. Regardless of whether those stories contain any truth, they're produced by creators for public consumption. Once upon a time in management school, I learned about a French thinker who compared modern society to pro wrestling. The whole sport is one big sham from beginning to end, where all the winners and losers are decided ahead of time by management. Pro wrestling isn't about skill or sportsmanship. It's about the stories the matches tell. Stories made up by the management, which the public readily consumes to confirm their own beliefs about the world. I mean, he's sort of right, but that's not entirely true. Sportsmanship, yeah, it's not about sportsmanship, but there is a lot of skill involved in putting on a good pro wrestling match. Anyway, idols tell carefully manufactured stories as well. Stories of hard work, girlhood, success, fame. But those stories hide an actual truth. A truth far less glamorous than what is ever shown to the public. Pro wrestling, huh? Maybe an idol in pro wrestling crossover might become a hit. Judging from Sasami's words, it seemed like everything I said went completely over her head. Must be the umeshu talking by now. Mariah refilled my mug with beer. Don't think too hard, producer-san. It's really easy. Horny men want hot idols in swimsuits. You sell hot idols in swimsuits. Money moves from one hand to another. End of story. There. I made things simple enough for a middle schooler to understand. I shrugged as I eased my tensions with more beer. If you think too hard, you're just gonna cause yourself anxiety. Mariah shook her head as she took another shot of whiskey. I'm just a human being trying to make a living here. Number one idol? Innocent white flowers laughing on talk shows about their dreams? Huh, don't make me laugh. I just want to make rent and pay the utilities on time for a change. Mariah, idols shouldn't say things like that. Bleh, like I care what other shit-eaters think. Shit-eaters, all of them. Oh. Sasami leaned into the bar, her cheeks rosy from the umeshu. Well, I think Producer-san will definitely make Starnova a success. All big idol groups started somewhere, right? One day, everyone will be talking about how Producer-san took a group of washed-up talents and turned them into Japan's greatest idol unit. Seriously, one day you're gonna be in for a hell of a fall if you keep thinking like that. Oh, Mariah, please don't make ominous predictions like that. Hey, you better not be looking at Sasa-chan with your wolf eyes, Producer-san. Wait, Shimazaki-san's one of my talents. I wouldn't make a move on one of my workers. Like that stops any of you producers. Just a moment of vulnerability is all it takes for a man to think you're easy for the picking. Watch yourself against this guy, Sasa-chan. I don't think Producer-san would take advantage of me. By the time Mariah's shift ended, our bloodstreams were thick with alcohol. Mariah reached into her purse and pulled out a cigarette. The agency prohibits talents from smoking, you know? Eh? Besides, what's the point of building up your lung capacity at practice if you just ruin it with tobacco? With a bitter look on her face, she put the cigarette back into her purse. Whatever. I'm leaving. See ya. With her hands in her pockets, Mariah sauntered off by herself. What a lovely spot of sunshine. Definitely the very image of an idol. As if sensing my thoughts, Sasami jabbed me with a pout. Producer-san, please don't think too poorly of Mariah. Well, it's her who's not putting in effort to improve her situation. Suddenly, Sasami looked at me with a look of dead-set determination. Please come over to my place. What? Her completely out of left field advance left me at a loss for words. Shimazaki-san, what are you saying? I'm your producer. It's precisely because you're my producer that you must come. Eh? Now that I looked at her, Sasami appeared thoroughly drowned in umeshu. While it tasted like fruit juice, it still had quite a kick. Her cheeks were dyed pink, while her big round eyes were slightly glazed over. Let's, wait 1 second here. I'm not so sure this is a good idea. What are you saying is a bad idea? I don't understand. Please understand my feelings. I won't take no for an answer. What's come over you? With that, Sasami carted me towards the train station. Come to think of it, was she trying to hit on me the whole night? Shit! In retrospect, it totally seemed that way. So Sasami liked me all this time? Was it thanks to that incident? Well, fuck! What was I doing, being clueless as to her feelings all this time? I was so focused on my work that I had no idea she liked me. Oh man, well, if these were Sasami's true feelings, then it looks like I had no choice but to accept. Don't worry, Sasa-chan. Producer-san will take good care of you from now on. Yes, this is clearly going to go... This is clearly going to go just the way he imagined. Gulp! Don't worry, Sasa-chan. Producer-san won't tell this to anyone! Oh, that VO, though. Oh, of course, of course. A virginal sigh of apprehension escaped from her lips. Alright, I'm ready. Moans seeped from her mouth. Sasami finally managed to pull out an old cardboard box from her overstuffed closet. Yes. She plopped it on her coffee table. Just then, Mrs. Shimazaki opened the door bearing a tray of sliced apples. Thank you. Oh, no, it's really no trouble at all. Thank you very much. Just then, a 10-year-old kid poked his head into the doorframe.
Sasami, やっと巣立ちの時が来たのね。高校を卒業して2年も経ったのに、まだ親と暮らすなんて。この子ったら、夜飲みに行っても全然男を家に連れてこないんですよ。こんな娘ですみませんね。プロデューサーさん。
No. Sasami's face turned a bloody shade of scarlet.
もう、母さん、ヒロミ、やめて。あら、お取り込み中悪かったわね。プロデューサーさん。では、ごゆっくり。
Mrs. Shimazaki closed the door, all smiles, much to Sasami's shame. Sasami's eyes were on the verge of tears and her shoulders were trembling. Your mom's a nice person, eh?
もう、ちゃんとデビューできたら家を出るって何回も言ったのに、いつも一生できないみたいなこと言うんだもん。
Sasami tossed the cushion against the wall and pounded her fists on the floor in an uncharacteristic temper tantrum.
アイドルになってもライブのチケットなんてあげないんだから。
I couldn't help but laugh.
ひどいよ、プロデューサーさん。
Sorry. So Sasami wasn't always a shy goody two-shoes. Anyway, what did you bring me here to show me? Well, here it is. Sasami opened the cardboard box, revealing a treasure trove of idol goods. She pulled out a rolled-up poster and unfurled it. Hey, this wouldn't be... Sure enough, the bright, confident smile of a younger Mariah, clad in a sexy black bikini, graced the poster. So this was Mariah back then, huh? Yes, this was from 6 years ago, when she first debuted in Quasar. 6 years, huh? Looks like quite a bit's happened since then. Sasami put a DVD into her laptop, into her laptop, and started playing a clip of a talk show.
では、本日のゲスト、クエーサーの新顔、山本マリアさんと他のメンバーを歓迎しましょう。
Quasar's theme song played as Mariah walked out onto the stage, to much fanfare.
初デビューってことは、山本さんは他のみんなの後輩ということになりますね。どうですか？先輩たちは優しくしてくれていますか？
もちろんですよ。私たちクエーサーはみんな家族です。競争し合うことがあっても、ライバルである前にみんな同じ女の子ですから。
ああ、なるほど。
One of the girls sitting beside Mariah spoke.
マリアちゃんはすごくかっこいいイメージがあります。一番新しいメンバーとはいえ、私たちにとってはお姉さんみたいなキャラです。大型バイクやスポーツカーに乗っていて、ロックバンドでもやっているようなお姉さんですね。
The audience members laughed. I recognized her as well. She was a younger Okuda Shiro, who would later become the center of Quasar. By no exaggeration, she was now the queen of Japanese entertainment, and perhaps the #1 idol in Japan. Even back then, she was one of Quasar's poster girls.
私はいつかシロ先輩と同じ舞台に立てるかもしれないというだけで十分嬉しいです。
先輩でもあなたの方が年上でしょ。
シロ先輩は私の憧れですから先輩でいいんです。できるものなら生まれ変わってちゃんと年下の後輩になりたいですよ、先輩。
もうすっかりジュニアメンバーとして溶け込んだようですね。それでは山本さんがクエーサーの正式メンバーになった瞬間を見てみましょ
う。The show cut to a recording of a row of girls standing at attention. This was Quasar's biannual training induction ceremony. Quasar, the centerpiece of the Japanese idol industry. a massive 21 member idol group, with a trainee division of over 200 girls, all vying for a coveted spot on the main group. While the trainees believed that induction into the main group guaranteed overnight fame, I knew that was far from the truth. In reality, only about the top five most popular members of the group had a reasonable chance of careers in the industry. For the rest, it was a bloody struggle to reach the top, or else be replaced by a new face. With so many girls applying for a spot, the competition to be a part of Quasar was more akin to a battle royale. I love that this guy looks like Kaito Shields from Sunrider, which is another game that Love and Space, the company behind Starnova, makes. But anyway, and Kaito is the main character of the protagonist, of those games. But anyway, a man stood to the podium. I recognized his face. The general manager of Quasar, and heir to Golden Calf Productions, a young man named Kamijo.
今年の研修生の昇格の結果が出ました。選ばれたのは一人だけです。
The tense atmosphere spiked upon his words. The drum rolled as the camera panned over the pale-faced trainees, some of whom appeared to be on the verge of passing out.
20位北の空が研修生番号147山本マリアと入れ替わります。
The camera focused on Mariah as the Quasar theme played over the screams of the other girls. The remaining trainees crumpled, their bodies sapped of energy. Some wailed on the floor, while others were too exhausted to even croak hoarsely. An equally terrifying scream of horror sounded from where the main members were sitting. But amongst the horror, Mariah stumbled even over to the podium, an expression of religious wonder on her face.
私の名前は山本マリアです。研修生番号147。
She may have prepared a speech for this occasion. However, now she had nothing to say. She could only gasp as tears ran down her face.
本日をもってクエーサー正式メンバー20位になりました。研修生仲間たちの次の昇格をお祈りします。そして新しい先輩方。
Mariah's words broke down between her sobs. However, elation riveted through a tear-soaked face. Without question, this moment was the highest point of Mariah's life.
これからよろしくお願いします。未熟者ですが、クエーサーの一員として一生懸命務めさせていただきます。
Mariah bowed, her tears dripping down onto the floor. The screen cut back to the talk show, where a now somber mood had taken hold. What a dramatic introduction ceremony for Mariah-chan! My Shih Tzu makes a similar expression whenever I take her to the vet. The image of a terrified-looking puppy and shot of Mariah accepting the induction appeared beside each other, causing the audience to laugh and the mood to once again lighten. With Shiro's well-cued gag, the show continued with the festivities of the drama of Mariah's induction soon forgotten. Mariah chugged a can of beer on her balcony between taking puffs of her cig. Her memories gradually faded away to the sea of chemical comfort. Suddenly, she heard a familiar song playing from the television. Quasar! Latest single, Sahara Heat, now on sale! Now, for an extended interview with the center of Quasar, Okuda... Burning agony shot through Mariah's chest. She crashed into her apartment and grabbed the remote. She tossed it away after changing the channel. Her inside squirmed. Her heart felt as if it was being crushed. Shit-eaters! All of them! She tore another can of beer from her fridge, cracked it open, and poured it down her mouth. Their laughter sent shivers down her guts. Gross. This girl thinks she can be an idol. She wants to be on the same stage as Shiro-senpai? What a load of shit. Mariah collapsed on her futon and wrapped herself in the covers until the vertigo of black drunkenness whisked her away. That's in the past now. I've left all that. I wonder why I even still try. It's not like someone like me will ever be recognized as an idol. It's all over for me. I can't even complain. This is the reality of how every idol story ends. Should have known things would have turned out this way. Mariah's consciousness faded away as she fell deeper into her alcoholic stupor. I wonder what'll happen tomorrow. With that, she fell deeply asleep. I walked with Sasami back to the train station. Will you be alright getting home, Producer-san? Yeah, I don't even feel the alcohol anymore. Please try not to resent Mariah too much. Even though she's like that, she's been through a lot more than most of us. Even though I don't know exactly what happened, her past is a topic that we can't broach lightly. It seems to me that a lot of troubles have happened while Mariah was a member of Quasar. That's why I want Producer-san to work with Mariah and finally make her into a star idol. I'm sure Mariah still dreams of one day accomplishing her original dream. Let's all work together to make those dreams into a reality. Sasa-chan, you're really a nice girl, aren't you? Eh? To become an idol, talents required a level of ambition quite scarce among the general population. Most people nowadays were satisfied with life goals like becoming a salaryman, getting married, or raising a family. It took a particularly rare breed of girl to decide to eschew all that and aim to become a pop sensation instead. Girls of that character were competitive. They viewed other girls not as friends, but as rivals. True enough, to attain that level of fame, there wasn't much room for empty niceties. Why not heed Mariah's advice a little? Think of yourself for a change. Shimazaki-san, you're not going to become an idol if you let everyone else go on ahead of you. What are you saying, Producer-san? Everyone in Starnova is a team. None of us will be successful if one of us is unhappy. I sighed. Obviously, I wasn't going to change her mind. Not that I even expected to. One for all and all for one, huh? Well, I guess saying things like that is popular on television, too. With that, I headed into the subway. See you tomorrow. Good night, Producer-san. Alright, guys. And with the next day having arrived, that is where I think we were going to call into today's episode. So as always, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you're still enjoying Shining Song Starnova, and I will see you all next time.